This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So the two-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua, has said that he wants either undisputed or a legacy fight with either Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury in 2020. This is what Anthony Joshua had to say. It has to happen in 2020. We're in the same division, same era. If these guys want to make history, especially Wilder, because he has that last belt, let's get it on. Let's make history. We created history becoming a two-time champion of the world, and I feel like we can add to that legacy in 2020. So that is Anthony Joshua's statement. Now, ultimately, there are some hurdles to come through first if that fight was ever going to happen. First of all, I think it will be dependent on the winner of Wilder Fury. Of course, their rematch is set to happen on February the 22nd. And as far as Tyson Fury has stated, that there will be then a third fight later in the year. Apparently, these guys have already signed for that. So if that contract has definitely been signed for a third fight, then undisputed can't happen because there's contract signed. But of course, Anthony Joshua, he's going to have a current battle at the minute as to whether or not he can keep hold of all of his belts and fight either Pulev or Usyk or both of these guys within a period of time. Because ultimately the WBO, they've ordered that Joshua must defend against the WBO mandatory Alexander Usyk, and the IBF have done so also. So at the minute, it's a case of he's either going to have to try and negotiate something. But if both of these guys are going to be pretty stringent on it and say, no, we're next, then Joshua's going to have to make a choice. Vacate the IBF and fight Usyk, or vacate the WBO and fight Kubrat Pulev. So even if he was to do that and then go fight maybe the winner of Wilder Fury, then it's still not going to be for undisputed because he's had to drop a belt. So probably the likely scenario will be that Joshua will vacate the WBO, then go fight Pulev as the IBF mandatory. If he gets past Pulev, he'll then try and get the WBO back by Alexander Usyk, which should be a pretty simple fight to make, as Usyk is quite keen on that fight as well. And both of these guys are promoted by Matchroom Boxing, so the in-house fight, you would think that it will be less complicated to make. With Wilder and Fury, even if whoever wins on February 22nd, hopefully there's a winner, not a draw, then if there's a loop in their contract for a rematch and the winner can go fight for against Anthony Joshua or unification or undisputed, whatever it may be, again, there's going to be more and more problems because historically we've seen that Wilder doesn't want that fight. He even turned down $100 million to fight Anthony Joshua. Tyson Fury previously, of course, turned down 40%. 40% of how much that is, no idea, but apparently he wanted a percentage. And then Eddie Hearn offered him a percentage, and then I think Tyson Fury wanted a lump sum. Again, I don't know how much that lump sum is. But ultimately, again, due to the networks, there's going to be some issues with Anthony Joshua. By the looks of it, he could well be signing a long-term deal with DAZN soon. And Tyson Fury, of course, he's got a long-term deal with ESPN. So ESPN and DAZN, there's going to be some kind of rivalry there. And also with Deontay Wilder, he doesn't seem keen to not fight on either a Showtime or a Fox platform. But listen, these are all going to be boxing politics. Where there's a will, there's a way. Maybe a joint aired platform maybe with DAZN and ESPN, or DAZN and Fox. But there again, if that was to happen, you would imagine most people go for DAZN as the cheaper option. So again, I think there's probably going to be some complications, but ultimately, for me, I don't think we're going to see undisputed in 2020 due to the fact that when you are a unified heavyweight champion like Anthony Joshua is, you're going to have mandatories stacking up, and they're not going to keep on waiting. They're really not. So anyway, it's a nice dream, but we have to wait and see what happens in 2020. But first things first, he's got to sort it out whether or not he's allowed to keep both the WBO and IBF, or he's going to have to vacate one of them. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.